Today we are breaking down what is the behemoth of BeMeebEth. This monster, this quint, it has so much behind it that today I want to do a full breakout down on what it's going to be like obtaining it, all of its sounds, its design. There's so much to dissect with this, and we also have something that's happened in game that indicates we could be getting something involving paths very soon, so make sure to keep watching, guys. So the first thing that I want to look at today is BeMeebEth, the behemoth, okay? I don't know why I've started calling it a behemoth, but we're going with it. BeMeebEth inside of the trailer was revealed to be an absolutely marvelous representation of every single element literally inside of the ethereal class. Well, looking at this, it is literally the embodiment of ethereals and everything you would want from a quint, which just makes you scream every time you see it. The poison element with the spikes coming from it, the shadow element with the hands, the crystals for Geode, Crystal, Rebros, Brain, and the mech components, and even the plasma goo coming from underneath it. It is the ultimate ethereal representation here. Every single element shines through with this design, and I think that is in part what makes this feel so whole. It's unlike anything, honestly, that we've seen. It is unstable. It is wonderful. It is a behemoth. BeMeebEth, though, it also ties to the lyrics concept art that we initially had. So the lyrics, what people have drawn my attention to inside of the comments, were the initial concept art behind the wordos. And it looks like this is drawing into that, which is actually really awesome. Especially considering that this has English lyrics. I think this is an awesome representation behind this monster. And then if we skip towards the end of the trailer to the cherry on top of the cream, we love this, dude, is the fact that at the end they draw reference towards it being like Meebkin. Not only is BeMeebEth based on the Meebs, but it also ties back to the very first monster you get on Ethereal Workshop, Meebkin. BeMeebEth and Meebkin, both of them tied towards the Meebs, and this is also referenced with its huge eyes at the end here. If we compare the two monsters, you can see that they were clearly hinting towards Meebkin here, and I just think that is an awesome reference there. One awesome way to end the island, man. Can this get any better? No. Now, going back to its sounds, though, the sounds! Now, we have a top box monster inside of the game. It feels really strange. Now, when I was initially reacting to this, I found it so strange that it has a top box because it goes against anything that you would really anticipate for this monster. And for that fact, I'm so glad that I had a bit of time to dissect this before I get to properly react to it, because it's such an uncanny instrument to have. But Workshop, what a perfect instrument to have for our quint. Workshop is all about robotics, construction, and the talk box captures that immensely well. It is so perfect. It couldn't have been expected, but it is marvelous. What a perfect way to end the island, man. Looking at it as well. I also love how this is the first monster, literally in years since the wordos, to actually have English lyrics. We have no English lyrics inside of the game, but BeMeebEth right here decided to put some English lyrics in the game, and it feels actually quite perfect. English monsters aren't really put inside of the game because, honestly, it's quite hard to reflect what My Singing Monsters is, I feel like, through music and things while using English lyrics, especially seeing as though this is a universal game. Not everyone is going to know English, and for that reason I feel like it's always quite impactful to not use lyrics in My Singing Monsters' case, but this time it actually worked out perfectly. If you wanted to add any lyrics inside of the game to any island, to me, I would absolutely go back to the lore, and that's exactly what these lyrics do. They tied towards Zarue, the Colossal, and the experiments that the island was based around, and I just think that is absolutely an amazing idea. This video is basically just hyping up BeMeebEth, okay? Everything that this monster does is just flawless, and I love it to bits. I mean, having its lore integrated into its sounds too, it brings together all of the components behind My Singing Monsters in a really cool way, and honestly, it's something that we've not seen from lyrics so far. I even go back to lyrical when I think about this. I bring them up all the time, but it's worth it, man, because that monster is just so crazy that I made one. But thinking back to lyrics, how do you incorporate them and make them feel whole in terms of the lore and everything? Just tying all of these aspects together in that kind of a way with the lore integration into this, it makes it feel whole and compact, and it makes all of the experience of Workshop seem so seamless. So I am so grateful for that. And as well, talking about this, Landon was the first one to reveal Workshop to us. They were the first one who teased one of the monsters all the way back when on screen right now, and then all of a sudden we have them coming back for the quint. It is honestly perfect, every single thing about this. Okay, so for the actual lyrics behind this, what do we have then? I've actually seen a little bit of confusion what the lyrics could be. The one that we all know, creations of a mastermind. Absolutely wonderful. Elaborates on Zaroi's experiments, the Ethereal Colossal, when it was trying to come up with the way that the monsters would be created, that we see all through the monster world as they were created by the Colossals. Wonderful representation there inside of the lyrics. Then we have the ones which we get a bit confused on now. We are the workshop. Monstrosities of monster kind sing here. I've seen different representations of this, so it's going to be interesting to see what it actually does sing inside of the game. Now, this is just for the fun vibes, okay? We need a bit of Do the Earthquake here. We need a bit of that kind of action. And then we have, our song is simply too unstable. That is literally everything that Workshop is. So I guarantee that is a worthwhile lyric as well. All of these lyrics, like I was saying, they just feel like they are so worthwhile. And with the English lyrics, when we go back to the words and whatnot, I feel like they were trying to make them quite ambiguous, but this makes it so seamless, like what I was saying, that it just makes it so perfect, especially for Workshop, my favorite island, and yours. So it's perfect, and it's not just perfect about that too. Because the actual sounds that it makes as well, it doesn't just sing English lyrics either. It goes back towards what we know and what we love from monsters. We don't want to always have English lyrics, obviously. It just works in this specific scenario. But when we're going back to not speaking English lyrics, it does that too. And absolutely marvelously, I will add. It adds its own flares onto existing monster tracks. So, for example, it sings as Piplash, Ogler, Whale, Nightbet. That's all of the ones we've heard so far. Out of all of those, though, man, that is a lot of tracks right there. And do you know how many tracks we've actually got there, including the lyrics? We actually have 8 tracks. From what I can see here, some of the lyrics might be intertwined into the same track. 8 tracks, or however many. That is a lot of tracks, man. This is gonna be so crazy, and I am so overwhelmed by how much content has been put into this singular monster. They have truly lived up to the hype that the Quint has brought about for the island, and honestly, one of the most anticipated monster from what I've seen in the community. So I am so excited to see this inside of the full song and all of the tracks as well. And make sure to keep watching till the end, because I've got them at the end of the video too, guys, so you can take a listen before it comes out. No, for the obtainment then behind BeMeebEth. That is going to be my new catchphrase, I swear down. We have as well this new synthesizer upgrade that was revealed inside of the trailer. Now, in the background where BeMeebEth was revealed, we can see the synthesizer in its final upgrade state. We can tell this because BeMeebEth is being removed from the synthesizer now. And that's only the real clear representation, honestly, that we have of this. Besides a little door now, it looks like, for where BeMeebEth might have exited the synthesizer. I'm honestly quite surprised still from the trailer that it didn't smash open that cocoon that it was in, but whatever, wherever it is. In this new synthesizer upgrade, though, it brings to question how BeMeebEth is going to be obtained. Now, every single monster elemental group, like the triple elementals, the quad elementals, they've all had a specific unique way of obtaining them on Workshop. So let's delve into which each one of those were. So with the triple elementals, we just put the meebs in, and then you got the triples. It's quite simple there, right? But then they've spiced it up a bit with the quads. You have to put a triple in now of the elements the quad needs, and the meeb. So what's going to happen when we have our quint? Well, seeing as the quad took an elemental beforehand, it's quite likely that a quad is going to be required for the quint. Now, this is quite unconfirmed territory, however, so I feel like it's quite interesting to wonder how the mechanics might work behind BeMeebEth. I feel like it is going to have some kind of new functionality behind it, and it does pique my interest a little bit what this could be, so make sure to leave your thoughts down below. But now onto the unknown realm. We have all path likes being removed inside of the game. Yeah, you heard me right there, guys. Every single path has basically gone into non-existence in the likes tab now. Every monster that used to like paths, it doesn't like paths anymore. So why is this happening? All of these happiness likes for paths have been removed. Let's say Sugarbush used to like, for example, the Invertigus Sprig path decoration. This is actually true. And now it likes the Baba Yag tower decoration. Now, this is in game, it's official. All of these paths have been replaced with new ones. And why is this? So if we're looking at it from a gameplay perspective again, let's think why they would choose to remove the likes. Now, if they were going to remove the likes, then clearly they must be intended to be removed from the market in some way in this upcoming update. It's likely to be teased this Saturday in the new trailer. So considering that they have been removed and it doesn't seem like they are a function anymore behind the market tab, it looks like they are going to be put somewhere else. But what does this mean? Well, if we're going over to the Mind Boggle teaser, it also seems to hint this new path that we have at the bottom that a path update is coming. Now, considering that paths are no longer a part of the market, as you can't buy them anymore, it seems to suggest here, and we have a new path here, I'm willing to bet a path update is on the way. And what do you want from a path update? Well, none other than the path editor, guys. The path editor editor. The thing that we have wanted for years, I think it is finally coming, y'all. I'm so hype. I'm so hype about everything. Now, basically, the path editor, it is the final quality of life feature we've literally wanted as a community ever. So once this is added, honestly, we don't have any more quality of life things. We've seen the map, we've seen collect all. This is the final thing, and the hints here, everything is leading up toward the next update being teased this Saturday involving a path editor. But what exactly do I mean by that? Well, going back in time 5 years ago, I made a concept for this if you guys weren't around back then, but I made a concept where basically you can use this path editor to use a pencil tool, grid tool to basically place down paths on your island. Now, let's enhance that on that concept a little bit more now, because that was Kid MPG, okay? And let's go on to what we could actually expect from this. Now, this is how it could work theoretically, so let's keep that in mind. But with a path editor, you're obviously going to want to place down paths maybe a bit sporadically, and for that reason, we are going to probably have a pencil tool. So when we select the pencil tool, it's quite likely you'll be able to select one of the paths on the island. So let's say, for example, I want to place the blue flower path down on Planet Island. I can select that one, and then with my pencil tool, I can draw with my mouse or my finger all across the screen these wonderful paths, and then I can confirm them and then pay the coins to be able to place all of the paths down. And then let's say, because some of you guys are probably symmetry kings and queens like I am, so you probably want a pattern with these paths as well. So that's where the tile system comes in. So you select the tile system, and then you can select a path in the upper section, the left, the right, and the bottom. So let's say, for example, here I want the blue flower path at the top and then at the bottom, and then towards the left I'm going to select the invertigus path, and then towards the right that one as well. Then I can select this pattern, and then I can expand the pattern by selecting the addition button, or just make it smaller with the smaller button. Either one of these is good, just get those paths going, baby. Then you can finally place them down as well by selecting confirm. Now, if we actually do have this, let's be real here, every single person is going to want paths immediately. The tediousness behind getting paths is now over, and we can make our islands beautiful. And obviously too, with this tool, when you want to replace your paths, it would make it very easy. I imagine there will be a clear all button on this, and also when you place paths over each other, they'll automatically replace that and calculate in the amounts that you are going to spend when purchasing these. But either way, this idea, man, it is wonderful. I cannot wait to see the creativity behind islands. The amount of content that I have put out over the years where people have put that they cannot be bothered with the paths is unreal. And I just can't wait to see the community have a chance to really experiment with these paths and also get really creative. Man, I can't wait myself to go on my islands and test out all these different path combinations, perhaps. It's going to bring about a new kind of decoration stampede to the community. Everyone's going to go ahead and do this, and fans have wanted this since Collectors. I just can't believe that we are at this point. We are literally ready for the future with this update as well once the path editor comes, because all of the quality of life features will be being integrated into the game. We will be ready for the future, y'all. And you know what this also means? It also means going back to those islands that don't have paths. Gold Island, Magical Nexus, Wobbling Island, Celestial Island, Colosseum, and Composer Island. Quite a few islands there. Those are probably going to have paths inside of this update. And maybe that's what the mind boggle loading screen teaser was hinting towards. We were all saying that this looks kind of like a Magical Nexus path, and I could not see that happening. But now we are having a path tool that's going to make it easier, and they are going to be able to just add this tool onto any island that they want. Well, that certainly changes things. This actually could be a Nexus path now, which, oh, that's exciting, y'all. Now, and the anniversary kickoff is on this Saturday, so I will see you guys tomorrow. But for now, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and also enjoy these full sounds and songs of BeMeebEth, the behemoth. I love y'all, bye!
Creations of a mastermind. We are the workshop. Creations of the mastermind. We are the workshop. Creations of the mastermind. We are the workshop. We are the workshop. Creations of the mastermind. We are the workshop. Creations of the mastermind. We are the workshop. Creations of the mastermind. We are the workshop.